I took a train to New York City out of Utica, and I quickly took note as we went through Amsterdam and Albany. We could not identify where we were. And as a result, I said, you know, every area, when you pass it, should have a name outside. Utica needs to be identified. We have travelers by the millions every year that go by the thruway and pass through Utica. And the simple sign in North Utica, by the thruway, by Route 8 and 12 on Genesee Street, identifies our lovely area. You know, every business, everyone that wants to do business, the first thing they do is put a sign on their building. And I think Utica right now is at a period where it needs to be identified. I would like the tower itself to symbolize we're open for business. Tower symbolizes City Hall. It was around 1960. I remember attending the Common Council meeting with my father, the one they decided to tear down City Hall. And I think it was a terrible mistake. By reconstructing a tower in North Utica, it kind of symbolizes my memories from the past. Yes, it's going to be an open pipe structure with signs of Utica 7 feet tall on 3 sides. It's going to be cornered with lighting, and it's going to have a high-tech nature to it, especially when you compare it to the old City Hall. So it does point into a direction. It does point into a high-tech direction.
We outsourced the design to a firm in North Carolina, Tower Engineering Professionals. They actually did the structural calculations and all the member designs. We did our own fab details for our shop. It's going to be roughly 1 tractor trailer load of steel. I don't know the exact weight of the tower, but it'll all fit on 1 tractor trailer. And it'll probably take the better part of a week to assemble it on site. A majority of the steel came from Pacemaker. The finished product will be galvanized at Hubbell Galvanizing. The product is galvanized for corrosion resistance. It is the best form of corrosion resistance. I think they give a 20-year guarantee. Towers that I put up 20 years ago don't have a spot of rust on them to this day. There's nothing better than hot dip galvanizing. It was a prerequisite from Frank that he wanted as much New York base as he could get into the project, and he wanted to push as much Utica base. All of our galvanizing has been done by Hubbell for years, and Pacemaker in the last 3-4 years here has become one of our large suppliers of steel, just for an economic reason.
We are encouraging that we use local contractors. Gene Romano is in the steel business, and we are looking to him to source some of his materials. We have local contractors to build the foundation. We're trying to support local businesses wherever we can. You know, let me mention the berm itself, where the tower is being placed, is actually deposits from the canal. Recommended uses for this region are things like the tower. It's a region where we cannot build or develop or put business. It will be a beacon, and probably beacon is the correct word. The property borders the north edge of Harbor Point, and the tower will be strategically centered at that location. We'd like to think of it as a beacon for Harbor Point, and I hope the Harbor Point group puts their arms around our project and we can work together. I would like to think the tower becomes a symbol of the area, but you know, we feel we could use the tower as a transmission point for maybe a local radio frequency. Our main theme of this transmission would be about what is happening in Utica this week. We would give them reasons to exit on 31 Thruway. I'm putting up this tower because I love the region, and my business profession has provided me the opportunity to travel around the world. And every time I come back to the Mohawk Valley, to the Utica region, I make declaration, nothing is more beautiful or more perfect than the Mohawk Valley. We have rivers, mountains, streams, winter sports, summer sports, and it gets forgotten. And yes, the tower is only symbolism, but the area needs to be symbolized by something that's bright and looking upward.